Kanshi Ram, born on 15th March 1934 in Rupnagar, died on 9th October 2006 in New Delhi. Kanshi Ram said to get power, there is a need of a mass movement. Converting that mass movement into oats, then converting oats into seeds, further converting seeds into power at states, and lastly, converting that power at states into power at center. This is the mission and aim of us. Kanshi Ram was an Indian politician and social reformer who worked for the upliftment and political mobilization of the Bahujans, the backward or lower caste people, including untouchable groups at the bottom of the caste system in India. Towards this end, Kanshi Ram founded Dalit Shoshit Samaj Sangarsh Samadhi, the All India Backward and Minority Communities Employees Federation in 1971, and the Bahujan Samaj Party, BSP, in 1984. He ceded leadership of the BSP to his Mayawati, who had served 4 terms as Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. Kanshi Ram, the god of the Dalits who shook the whole of India, said to get power, there is a need of a mass movement. And that mass movement is the totality of your body when you do your warming up exercise. That is the mass movement. Starting from your house, like Mother Teresa was asked, Mother, please tell me, how do I create peace in the world? And Mother said, please first go to your house and create peace, and the whole world will be at peace. To get power, you have to first find out the power inside your body, your physical body. There is a need of a mass movement. That mass movement is the family which sits together, eats together, prays together, grows together. The family which sits together and do the exercise, warming up, loosening up all the joints of your different parts of your body. And then the stretching exercise. Do not forget, the stretching is very, very important. To get power, there is a need of a mass movement. Yes. To creating the mass movement, you have to walk to every house, to every part of your body. You have to sit with every house and sit and talk to them, to understand them, to listen to them. There is a need of a mass movement to get power. Once we understand them, they understood us. And then power happens of its own. When you do your warming up exercise and you're stretching, then what else will do? The next step of your dance or your music or your games or whatever it is, you go ahead. To get power, there's a need of a mass movement. Here the power of the, to get the power of the, and you need to get a mass movement. The start and the close was never there. Yes. The start was the prayer, the meditation with a slogan, and then the ending also to make sure the start, the prayer and the meditation and the closing with the respect for that community, respect for the leader in that place. That start went wrong. To get power, there's a need of mass movement. Kanshi Ram did it very well, but the start, when you start, you make sure that all your things are in proper places. And at the ending also, after you finish all the exercise, you put all the things back to position. Then you go and sit in prayer, and then you do a Shashtanga Namaskara, or you do a respectful Namaste to the leaders. To not only to the main leader, to every leader. That creates a power block, because everybody's power together and everybody's mass hypnotism makes even the weakest to move forward. And then that power stays. It doesn't move out. Kanshi Ram said to get power, there is a need of a mass movement. Yes. The mass movement happens right in your house. To get power, you have to sit with your wife to get the first power. To melt with the love relationship with your wife and your husband. And when that happens, then to get power, you have to sit with your children, with your family, the father and mother, with the grandfather. To get power, there's a need of that is the first mass movement. From there, when you sit together and you read the holy book, it's a mass movement because mass listens. When you serve the food, you cook and you serve it into the plate. And when before you eat, you put the food into your wife's mouth and wife puts it back into your mouth. And same you do it in the children. The mass movement, mass hypnotism has happened. Hypnotism is not to destroy, but to create a power. When you are together, which disease can attack you? To get power, there is a need of a mass movement, said Kanshi Ram, the Dalit leader, the power god of India, which shook the length and breadth of the country, converting that mass movement into oats. Then he said mass movement, then converting that mass movement. Once you get that mass movement, then converting them into oats. Oats is your power. You now understood converting that into a foundation. You have a foundation which listens, which understands your language, which understands your sound, which understands your music. The moment you say good morning, everybody says good morning. Like the Japanese companies, the Sacho-san says good morning, and to the last person in the toilet will repeat good morning. It goes to one to another. They don't know who said it, but they will just respect. If the Sacho-san, the president, says thank you to somebody else, the next person who heard it will say louder thank you. So the next person to get till the last round, they are together. The voice is very important. Hence, practicing music is very important by the family. That music is nothing but your bhajan, your prayer itself is enough. And if you have a samskriti, if you have your culture, then you can practice Carnatic music or Hindustani music. To get power, there's a need of mass movement. From that mass, what you created, the love relationship with your house is the love relationship with your pets in the house. The love relationship is the mass movement which you have created with your nature. That nature is the rainwater, how the rain and the solar, the sunlight. Not escaping when when it's hot, you be the hot. When it's cold, you be the cold. To get power, there's a need of a mass movement. You create the first power. The brain got set up. It has told you it's like a lamp of the head of the family. It has only light, and just you have to light the other one, and then it has become the power of the light, converting the mass movement into oats, into the foundation of your thinking, and foundation of your poetry, foundation of your literature, foundation of your spiritual knowledge. The holy books flows. And then converting oats into seeds. That oats you convert into the different kinds of karma yoga, into seeds. When the karma yoga happens, seeds keep moving. Converting oats into seeds, movement into oats, converting mass movement of your foundation into oats, into seeds. And further converting seeds into power, then that seeds brings in money. You become a powerhouse, a bank in your house. Where there is daridra, when your family is such a strong, with 800,000 people put all the money into one bank, and whoever wants, you can make sure that you share it up. Converting seeds into power, states. And lastly, converting that power. That when you convert into seeds, that family which sits together makes it into a joint family. Converting seeds into power, a joint family. It becomes a joint family. And lastly, converting the power at states into power at center. Then the joint family becomes the pyramid, the family tree. And once you have the family tree, once you have the family doctor, once you have the family medicine, let thy food be thy medicine. And there is a music, there is a dance. Everybody understands the dance. There's no need of any explanation. Do not complain. Do not explain. It becomes a way of life in the family. Kanshi Ram said, this is the mission and the aim of us. Only on that mission, Kanshi Ram kept on telling another community, an upper caste or a Brahminical community, cannot enter into my party. I will not allow, because they'll create a status quo. Don't allow us to grow. We need change. And if that is the situation, please do not bring a foreign matter into your house. Stick on to you together. Your house together, and you do not have to force them. When there is so much love, which girl and boy will try to find love outside? When there is karma, you go deeply involved, a love relation deeply involved in that particular job, and the roots go deeper and the tree stands tall. And there is enough sunlight and rainwater harvesting and the wind. Which disease can attack you? No disease can attack you. You are a power. Kanshi Ram said, to get power, there is a need of mass movement. To create a mass movement, you have to sit in the midst of the people, as Socrates said. You have to sit and eat. Even when you become the chief minister or prime minister, when you become the family tree head also, you have to make sure, after you reach to the top of the mountain, where do you go? To the foot of the mountain. And you sit in the foot of the mountain with the people every day, sitting and holding your wife, sitting and holding on to your people. That means holding on to your body to understand every part is checked, it is loosened up. You continue to live like a 16-year-old. To take it to 180 years. You can live up to 180 years like a young, powerful person. To get power, make sure that you sit along with the children. Sit in the midst, in the middle of the dining hall. So this food, you can understand the food what is given to everybody is the same. You do not get a separate one. You sleep in the same community hall. Take baths together in the ofuro, in the community pond. Which is not happening. When that happens, any movement will have power, jab tak suraj, for another 1,000 years. Now I see everything is breaking in a short duration of one single leader. The start and the close, the start and the close. Give a finishing touch, like the Japanese say. The difference between we and you is, I said, please give me your technology. And they said, we do not have any technology. What we know is, we go to the toilet and you Indians go to the toilet. The only difference is when we come out of the toilet, we make sure that another person should be able to use it. That means giving a finishing touch. You are not giving a finishing, you are not closing every meeting with a silent prayer. And a namaste to the people. Every meeting you should go to every person and make sure the agenda, they agree 100%. And when they come together for the meeting, it is only the agenda is passed and everybody is just chit-chatting to drink and eat and make the friendship more powerful. But in India, what I find with organizations like this, they go to the meeting to shout, scream, to create more enmity and destruction. This should stop. That it is up to the leader to start every meeting with a prayer and ending with a prayer and a namaste. This is the mission and aim of us at Kanshi Ram, to get power. There is a need of mass movement, converting that mass movement into oats, then converting oats into seeds further, converting seeds into power at states, and lastly converting the power at states into power at center. This is the mission and aim of us. This is my 361st smart.